Holy bejeezy geez, guys. Hello! Welcome to Tuesday with Responsible Day Trading. So responsible that for the last hour and 45 minutes of recording, there was no microphone. And it really kind of pisses me off. I mean, whatever, I'll get over it. There was some really great conversation going on between Jason and I really wanted it to be a part of it. There was a lot of great discovery into the MES for myself today, and I wanted y'all to be a part of it. And now I'm going to cut it all out because it's just going to look like a bunch of my damn marker moving all over the place. So let me give you a rundown of what happened. Today I decided to move over to the micro E-minis. Yesterday when I went to go get it set up, I didn't save my license key. I had to wait like an hour and a half, 2 hours for NinjaTrader, which I'm very grateful for, to send me my license key so I could get that going again. What I did was I started off on simulation and then we move over to live later on. So started off on simulation, and let me just show you what was done on simulation. So let's look here. And let's just move this down in the corner. So the first one that I took here was literally just to see what it looked like if I entered on this chart and was able to see what it looked like in the risk to reward ratio that we had with the ES, which obviously was a little off. So what I did was it changed my loss from 5 ticks to 10. My first profit target from 8 to 16, and my next one from 12 to 24. So I just doubled up on everything. So then it was a little bit of playing around. I was not starting with the 55 tick chart. I believe I started with maybe the 144. I can't remember exactly what I started with. I made a couple of changes. So once I made that switch, the light went on. Okay. It was lickety split. I get this. I understand. And so let's go back to this again. So this was before the switch, right? So we're seeing, these are all simulations. So it's just kind of a learning process here. Entering here, it pulled back at this point. Now, where was the risk going to be? The risk was actually, I was pulling it in tighter and tighter because I was a little nervous about this. Now, something with the 55 tick chart that I have to remember, which actually helps me in these trades I take here in a minute, is that there is a lot bigger space on the risk. So let me go ahead and move this over, and you can see I've moved this now to my next, to the live, right? So when we enter here, there's a lot of space back between where the risk was and where I felt comfortable at that moment. So I did start moving it in. I had moved it in about 4 ticks, which was 1 tick away from getting hit right here. But I'm talking in the video about how even if it hits here, I'm going to be prepared for another long, which I went ahead and took because it gave some great indications that it was pushing up. Now, this exit is a calculated exit on the 55 tick chart. Okay, this exit was great on the 55 tick chart. It looks beautiful, but really, in reality, when we look at it, it really wasn't very much. Okay, so if we look at it in points wise, it meets the criteria of the ES. But if we're looking at it in the what really had possibility, I definitely exited early. So let's look at it with the other charts also, just so we can get a clearer picture on everything. So whenever it's pulling up, it was just last second decision. You can see down to the bottom, it started to break outside of the Bollinger Bands here, and I went, oh God, I'm out. Because I let that small tick chart take control. when we could really see. Now, there wasn't a ton of strength in the MACDs here, but I did have my target setting off way up here, which it would have hit, and it did give some great exit criteria when we're looking at the other charts. Now it's looking like it's really trying to push this back up to the upside. But those are just some things I wanted to bring into light that I wanted to talk about. Jason, when I took that trade, this was what was said. Hold on. Because I took that trade and I said, I made a whole $43.75. What? I exited right as this trade took off, and this has been good. But, you know, I'm also learning this market a little bit, so I'm not going to be hard on myself. Now, hear what he has to say.
I just lost $43.75. What the fuck?
Oh, and that's where I love this. I love having a good time. I love not feeling stressed. I love being able to look at these things. I also, Jason and I had big discussions about the Fibonacci numbers. I'm a huge believer in Fibonacci. He is not, and that's okay. I never expect anybody to trade exactly like me. What I really want to see is find that edge, that little thing that works a little better for you and makes you a better trader. Do I have to understand it for it to work for you? Hell no, I don't have to understand it. Would I like to at some point in time? Sure, but that means I have to get inside your brain. So having a good general idea of things and then finding your niche and picking those little things that are going to just put you one step above the rest is always acceptable. So, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this. You can watch the video. I'll show you the, you know what? I'm not even going to put the simulated part up here. I'm not going to put the part with the, it was an hour and 45 minutes of learning and moving forward and understanding, and then the light switching on really, really quick. So I'll just put my regular trade up here. And, one last thing I want to cover. This market, and Jason is the one that opened my eyes to this. Jason, you're an amazing person to have by my side. I just want you to know that. The MES is going to be a great gateway to the ES for people. For those who are afraid to take trades, this is going to cut it down a notch. This is going to be like going to the $5 tables opposed to the high rollers. So it's getting your feet wet. It's learning. You don't need as big of an account to get started. It's gonna be just a gift giver. So just keep that in mind, guys. But if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna move along with the video, and I will look forward to catching you on the profitable side.